Jaqhawn's mother tells me this past year has been extremely difficult after losing her child, but they're trying to keep his legacy going and his smile alive in several ways. A celebration of life for a life taken too soon. Hartford basketball star Jaqhawn Walters would have turned 25 Wednesday.
He was an outgoing kid, loved basketball star, and we're just trying to continue his legacy by, getting his friends together, all of his best friends, his whole basketball team, and that's what he would want.
Jaqhawn was killed in a shooting in September 2020. Friends still in disbelief about what happened that day.
He was like that person that was supposed to live forever, get old and just have memories forever, and then to find out just sitting outside the hospital that day, we all think Q gonna be okay, Q gonna be okay, Q gonna fight through. Then when you finally get the word Q gone, it's just different.
But his family is continuing his legacy, putting up billboards like this one near Albany and Main Street in Hartford.
Tragic, losing a child, and then to see other mothers going through the same thing I'm going through prompted me to do that billboard, because we're tired of it. We're tired of the shooting, we're tired of crying. My whole family is mourning. So instead of a celebration that he's physically here, we have to do it in the spirit.
Jaqhawn played basketball for Albertus Magnus College in New Haven and professionally overseas, but it's who he was off the court that he'll also be remembered for.
He was a very goofy person, outgoing, he made everyone laugh. He was probably the class clown, but everyone loved him.
Long live Q.
Yeah, long live
Q.
Q. RP Big Dog. We love you, King.
The push to continue Jaqhawn's legacy doesn't stop here. A petition has been set up on change.org that has garnered more than 12,000 signatures and counting so far to change the street he grew up on, Rosemont Street, to Jaqhawn Walters Street. In Hartford, Alicia Machado, Fox 61 News.